Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with the Access Arts Live roundup of chamber and contemporary music live stream action for the week of September 22nd to September 29th, or September 23rd to September 30th, however you want to count the week. And I'm here to bring you up to date, give you the background, let you know who's playing what, where, and when, and provide you with the links to all of these live streams this week. We have them, I think, just about every day of the week this week, and they're all free of charge. Before I go any further, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our other platforms, please follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. And we will continue to provide you with more than 1,000 live links to quality live performances online, orchestras, chamber music, new composers, some theater, sometimes poetry, sometimes theatrical concerts, opera, ballet, whatever we can get our hands on, we will do our best to get to you. And this week we have 3 different concerts concerned with the African diaspora. We have early music of harpsichord suites. We have new composers, and we have traditional classic piano recitals. So we have everything you could ask for, something for every taste. Let me get to what we have now and start with the first of this week's live streams and tell you all about it. Oh, also we have a series of live streams I'm going to tell you about that are coming from the Moscow Philharmonic Hall in Moscow, which I'm pretty sure are being live streamed on their platform. And they may live stream one or more of them also on their YouTube channel. It's a little uncertain what's going on with these guys. So let me call up the first of these live streams and present it to you. Tuesday, September 23rd, Roulette Intermedium host award-winning composer Arouan Ortiz's exploration of the Afro-diasporic identity through new compositions, and the premiere of 5 scenes from his work in progress chamber opera, Journée des Cendres, about the Queen of Haiti. That's right, Haiti, for one shining moment, had a queen. It was back in the early 1820s. And that opera focuses on the specific period of 1820 to 1824. Don't ask me why. You have to tune in and find out why. And Journée des Cendres means I am reborn from the ashes, which is the old myth of the phoenix. The Firebird Suite by Stravinsky. That comes from the same myth. Anyway, so who is Arouan Ortiz? Well, you see his photo there. He's a 2024 Guggenheim Fellow for Music Composition, and he's known for blending together Cuban, Haitian, and Afro-Caribbean rhythms with contemporary classical music and spontaneous composition, meaning now music that I'm often telling you about. So this one is, he's using post-20th century genres, is what he refers to them as. New music, contemporary classical, and avant-garde jazz. Works by James Newton, Nicole Mitchell, Anthony Davis, and Jonathan Bailey Holland. Then he'll go on to the 5 scenes that he has already composed from this chamber opera he is writing about Marie-Louise Christophe, the first and only queen of Haiti from the years 1820 to 1824. It's composed for narrator, voice, clarinet, flute, percussion, piano, viola, and cello. If you want the whole list of who's on that, just go to the Roulette Intermedium website. We give you the link to the YouTube channel. If you go to the YouTube listing for it, they don't have a lot of info there. You have to click then on another link to get you to Roulette's actual calendar page. And there they have scads and scads of information about everybody who's in this thing. So The week starts out with a bang. That's today, by the way. That's later on this evening. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the evening in New York City, which is where Roulette is located, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 2 in the morning here in Europe, and 10 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday morning, down under in Australia. Then we move on to Wednesday already. But we will be back to the African diaspora before I'm done with this week's offerings. Wednesday, we have a Kennedy Center offering for you. Excuse me for just a second. Well, that's something I've never done before. Never walked off camera here. But here I am. I'm back and everything is okay. Wednesday, September 24th, Spanish percussionist Guillem Serrano, a new music specialist, and Taiwanese pianist Pei-Hsuan Lin, an opera fan, team up to play music for piano and percussion, of course, in a Kennedy Center live stream sponsored by the Spanish Embassy in Washington, D.C. That's at their usual 6 o'clock in the evening Kennedy Center time, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, midnight here in Europe, and 8 o'clock Thursday morning down under in Australia. We give you the link to the YouTube page. Guillem Serrano is he's a Spanish percussionist who is particularly dedicated to contemporary music. And he has worked with composers like, here are some of the names. I don't know all these people. I'm not a musicologist. Vinko Globokar, Pierre Jodlowski, Jose Luis Torra, Pierre Luigi Billone, Voro Garcia, Carola Bauchold, and others. One of his claims to fame, Guillem, is that he won first prize in the Juventudes Musicales de España competition in Spain, which is the young musicians competition. And he's young. He's still working on his master's at the Music Academy in Basel. As for the pianist, she's Taiwanese, but she's done a lot of work as a solo pianist and as a collaborative artist. She's currently a member of the Washington National Opera's Kafritz Young Artist Program, and that is at the Kennedy Center. So she's one of their own. And she's done a lot of assistant, wherever she's gone to study. I look over her CV. She's done assistant conducting and rehearsal piano for opera. She's done it with the San Francisco Opera. She's done it at the Aspen. Where else has she done it? She's done it at the Peabody Conservatory, and she's done it at the University of Maryland, where she's working on her doctorate now. She got her bachelor's and she got her master's degree at Peabody Conservatory. She just keeps. She's got to be an opera fanatic, is what I can say. But as a recitalist, she's already performed at Carnegie Hall, the Harris Concert Hall, the Wheeler Opera House, the Field Concert Hall, the Duomo di Todi. I don't know all those places, but it sounds good, doesn't it? So check that out if you want to hear a young but dynamic and obviously up-and-coming pair of percussionist and pianist. You know, the ones who love opera, they always have a dramatic heart and soul. Now, after them, then there's another Roulette Intermedium live stream this week. There are 3 all told this week. And Roulette is all, just now. So I do not have one photo for this next one. I will have 2. So let me bring up the second photo as well. But I want this one to go first. Yes. That's Jules Reidy, holding the guitar. Roulette Intermedium live streams Berlin composer guitarist Jules Reidy sharing music from her album Ghost Spirit, and Australian-born singer, pianist, visual artist Eliana Glass, Wednesday, September 24th. That'll be 2 hours after the Kennedy Center live stream that day. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the evening in New York City, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and 10 o'clock Thursday morning down under in Australia. Folks, you know, these Roulette Intermedium concerts, they cost you like $30 at the door. And the live streams are free of charge. I mean, I don't know why anyone interested in this sort of music wouldn't be tuning into it. Because I just think viewership of these live streams is drastically low, considering what it would cost to enjoy them in person. But anyway, Ghost Spirit, this recent album of Jules, came out just this year from Thrill Jockey, and it's a sort of a turn on her part towards mysticism and a fascination with it. And she has this to say about it: "My personal experience with mysticism is intuitive and expresses itself mostly through music. I understand and experience practice as being a struggle and expression of my relation to life's display and as a tool for transcending it." Wow. The album is infused with this energy of being absolutely destroyed and having the potential to be remade. Wow. Okay. Also on the bill is New York-based singer, piano and visual artist Eliana Glass. She was born in Australia, raised in Seattle. Now she lives in New York. Graduate of the jazz program at the New School. She also got a degree in visual studies and writing. And her debut album, which came out recently, is called E. And it's a project of mostly, we're told, piano and voice. You never know what else they're going to throw in these days. Check it out. Okay, and now for something completely different on Thursday. We get into much more traditional, hardcore chamber music. Meaning the harpsichord. Thursday, September 25th, Midtown Concerts presents veteran and internationally esteemed harpsichordist Jory Vinikour, playing harpsichord suites by J.C. Kerll, Louis Couperin, and J.C.F. Fischer in the afternoon in New York City. That'll be at 1:15 in the afternoon, New York time, which is 10:15 in the morning on the West Coast, and 7:15 in the evening on the 7:15 in the evening here in Europe. And I have to look up something from last week, which I meant to look up before I did this, and it will just take me a second here because last week Midtown Concerts presented Philippe Leroy, a French harpsichord player. And the reason I want to bring him up is because Philippe Leroy and Jory Vinikour play together or have played together all the time. So I don't know if they're in New York together on some kind of a project they're working on or what's going on, but it can't be a coincidence that they are both showing up at Midtown Concerts within a week of each other. So those of you who are lovers of early music will appreciate and have an idea of who these composers are: J.C. Kerll, Louis Couperin, and J.C.F. Fischer. We are not told more about it than that. I will try to give you the link, I hope, to Jory Vinikour's website. He's top of the line when it comes to harpsichordist. He's been a soloist with, for example, Cleveland Orchestra, the Rotterdam Phil, the Orchestre de la Suisse Romande, the Lausanne Chamber Orchestra, the Radio France Orchestra. He's been a soloist throughout Europe, Asia, the United States. He's been around. He's a veteran, and he's one of the best. So it's another high-quality early music live stream by our friends at Midtown Concerts, organized by the Gotham Early Music Scene Group. And the Kennedy Center continues with another live stream on Thursday. Maximilian Jacobs is a young violinist composer who just finished up an artist residency at Strathmore House. He'll be live streamed at the Kennedy Center on Thursday, September 25th, and he may favor us with one of his recent compositions, including Octet Number 1. I can't promise that he will. This is at the usual 6 p.m. in the evening, Eastern Daylight Time, et cetera, et cetera. If you're familiar with the Kennedy Center, you know how that plays out in other time zones. He is one of these cross-genre contemporary musicians who will mixes jazz, classical music, and klezmer into his own original compositions. He's originally from Baltimore. He just did this artistic residency at Strathmore House in Bethesda, Maryland. And while he was there, the purpose of those residencies are to provide composers with an opportunity to create. And among other things that he composed there was this new original composition called Octet Number 1, a 4-movement work combining jazz, klezmer, and classical music. He has another concert he does called Remembering Eddie South, which is a tribute to the African-American jazz violinist Eddie South. So those two things give you an idea of what he might be playing at the Kennedy Center, although the Kennedy Center never gives us a specific program of what they're playing. They just tell us who's playing and how great they are. He sounds like it's going to be pretty good. So enjoy. Now, that's not all, though, on Thursday, because Roulette Intermedium is back on Thursday, too, a couple hours later in the evening, and we're back again to the theme of the African diaspora. This has really been the week for it. Thursday, September 25th, Roulette Intermedium live streams Layman Fofana's A Voice in Three Mirrors, an improvisatory multisensory performance installation previewing his 3 new works, History of the Voice, Corps Perdu, and Works in Metal, inspired by the works of African diasporic writers. Or you could say writers of the African diaspora, but they didn't say that in their program, and I copied it too quickly, didn't make it sound better. That's at the usual 8 o'clock in the evening. Roulette Intermedium scheduling in New York City. The writers of the African diaspora that are involved or that inspired these pieces are Aimé and Suzanne Césaire, Kamau Brathwaite, I hope I pronounced that right, and Dion Brand. And I can tell you a little bit about each of these 3 pieces. Works in Metal is a sound sculpture, which is based on the idea of melting MIDI, M-I-D-I, and digital audio, like liquid metal, and shaping and forging something new. He's a sound, creator. Then Corps Perdu which means the lost body. Is part of a new trilogy. It's the first part of a trilogy, and it gets its title from a 1948 book of poetry by Aimé Césaire, which was illustrated by Pablo Picasso. And it's what he does is he transmutes text Fofana transmutes text into sound. I'm not sure what that means, but it is what he does. And if you want to know exactly what it is, you tune in. You're going to see it tonight or Thursday night, New York time. And then History of the Voice, the third of the three pieces, is described as a series of stretched out voice fragments. So they take the fragments and stretch them out. Field recordings and debris concerning presence and environmental expression. This is about as now as it gets. As for Fofana, well, he describes himself as an artist and musician currently located in New York, and currently is very much it, because if you look at his recent exhibitions, he did one at the Tate in Liverpool, England. He did one at the Hamburger Bahnhof in Berlin, and he did one at the Haus der Kunst in Munich, Germany. I love installations. I discovered them in the 1980s when they seemed to come to the fore, and I think it's a terrific way of creating art. That he's doing so principally with sound, I think, is intriguing and highly interesting. And then we don't have anything for you on Saturday, although what I will tell you is, or on Friday or Saturday, but what I can tell you is this. Well, wait, let me wait till I get to the Moscow stuff, because some of the Moscow stuff might fit right into that time period. But let me finish up with this guy. And then we'll get back to what's going on in Moscow. Sunday, September 28th, St. Mary's Perivale host pianist Victor Braojos, winner of the Best Spanish Pianist Award in 2023, playing all sorts of Debussy, Chopin, and a little piece by Alicia de la Roca called Primavera, meaning spring song. That's at their usual time of 4 in the afternoon, European time, 10 in the morning on the East Coast, 7 early Sunday morning on the West Coast, and midnight down under in Australia. Who is Victor Braojos? He's a 29-year-old, what do you call it, a Catalan. Got his bachelor's at in Barcelona at the School of Music, the Catalunya School of Music, but then he went to London. It's amazing how many people go up to London this way from other countries to get his master's at the Guildhall School of Music. And he was just a few years ago appointed a junior fellow at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. So he'll be playing Estampes, Pagode, La Soirée dans Grenade, Jardin sous la pluie by Debussy, and then some mazurka, berceuse, a fantasy by Chopin, and then he'll be playing a piece by this woman. And I just lost this picture. That happens, but it's this picture that I wanted to show you anyway. Once known as the queen of Spanish pianist, this is Alicia de la Roca, a 4-time Grammy Award winner. She lived from the 1920s until 2009, and she wrote this 3-minute piece that he wants to play. And I wanted to point her out to you because if he thought it was worthwhile to play her music, well, then it's worthwhile to show you who she was. She was once the kind of accolades that she was given by the press were that she was the greatest pianist in Spain, and one of the greatest pianists of the 20th century. So, and this is yet another high-quality St. Mary's Perivale live stream recital. My hats are off to them. Chapeau, as usual. Check it out. They have a great chat box, too, on YouTube with people who know a lot more about music than I do regularly showing up in that chat box, and it's very convivial. It's wonderful. And the guy who runs the thing, Hugh, is sometimes taking part with us in the chat box. It's really cool. Okay, that's what we have for you this week, except we have a few more concerts to tell you about, just 3 of them, and they're all coming out of the Moscow Phil. And I didn't include them in the regular thing, partly because I discovered them late, but also because I'm just not sure about the live streaming of it. When I try to follow the live streams going on, coming out of the Moscow Philharmonic, sometimes I'm not sure which ones actually are being live streamed. Sometimes I'm not sure they describe it as a broadcast. I'm not sure if it's live or if it's a recording that's being broadcast. It isn't clear to me. But anyway, there were these three I wanted to tell you about because they sound interesting. Now, the first of them is Tuesday, September 23rd at 6 o'clock European time, the early music ensemble Madrigal, which is an ensemble of the Moscow Philharmonic itself, will be live streamed. This was an ensemble in the orchestra founded 60 years ago, 1965, by a composer and harpsichordist, Andrei Volkonsky, and it was the first really prominent, high-profile group in Russia, bringing to the attention of people music from the Middle Ages through to the Baroque period. They'll be doing madrigals, chorales, and songs by Monteverdi and Sanchez. This is a group that has changed personnel over the years, but they've done over 2,500 concerts, and they have over 20 discs out. So it's not something to sneeze at. All right, and we give you the link, and it's a link to the website, the Moscow Phil website. They may also live stream it on their YouTube channel, and we give you the link to the channel, but they don't give specific listings, and they don't live stream everything on YouTube. Okay, second, Wednesday, September 24th at 6 o'clock in the evening, European time, the Borodin State Quartet and Friends play and sing music by Shostakovich, including a string quartet number 6 in G major and songs, duets, and fragments from the operetta Moscow Cheryomushki. That's not something you hear every day. And let me put up the photograph of these guys for you. I'm sorry that I haven't thought of it sooner. Here's the photograph for the group called the Madrigal. And then let me add to that the photograph for the next piece, the Borodin String Quartet. Now, the Borodin String Quartet is not alone in this second concert. There are more people piling on in. There's a presenter, Andrei Ustinov, but then there are singers. There's a baritone, a soprano, a tenor. There's a pianist added on. So because they're doing songs, duets, and fragments from an operetta, which I've never heard of. I mean, like I said, I'm not a musicologist. So you might want to check that out. It sounds interesting to me. You will have to, in order to watch their live streams, they don't charge you anything, but they want you to subscribe to the website. In other words, sign in. So they want you to register with your email address and a password, which I do. Okay, now then there will be one more that I want to add to this group. It's me and all these people from Moscow. Actually, two more. I'm going to have to remove somebody. Or maybe not. Hold on. We'll see if my computer can handle it all, or if Restream can handle it all. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Wow. A violinist. Okay, so this is the last of the links I want to tell you about. Thursday, September 25th at 6 o'clock European time, the Moscow Philharmonic Society live streams an homage to Fritz Kreisler on the occasion of the 150th anniversary of his birth. That will be with the pianist Stefania Pospechina, whom you see there in the larger photo. She's young, born in 2007. She's 18 years old. She's a student at the Central Music School Academy of Performing Arts, but she started winning prizes in competitions a decade ago, in 2015. So she might be pretty good. And then in addition, with her is on the piano is Oleg Kudyakov. And I can move his picture over into the central spot there. And he's about 10 years older. And he studied at the Central Music School too, then the Moscow Conservatory, graduating in 2018. He's doing post-grad studies at the Moscow Conservatory and also at the Hochschule für Musik in Basel, Switzerland. And here's something that's interesting. He was awarded the Best Accompanist Prize in the violin category at the 2015 International Tchaikovsky Competition. And here he is accompanying a violinist. I'll tell you some of the things they're doing. They're doing 3 waltzes for violin and piano. The Joy of Love, The Torments of Love, and Beautiful Rosemary. These are by Chrysler. His Viennese Capriccio, Opus 2, his Little Viennese March, and Prelude and Allegro in the style of Pugnani for violin and piano. And then there'll be some other pieces that they'll be doing by Paganini, Schumann, Dvorak, and Brahms, and that. And so I did want to let you know that these 3 live streams are taking place. They are coming out of the Moscow Philharmonic Society and the Moscow Philharmonic Hall. And you may be interested in checking them out. And that's what we have for you for this week, which when you add it all up is almost a dozen live streams of chamber music performances and now music performances. I hope that one or any of these live streams inspires you, uplifts you, or just shows you a heck of a good time. And I can think of ways in which any or all of these live streams can do so. I will be checking out now. I will be back in about a half an hour for this week's roundup of organ recital and organ concert live streams, in which there are additional concerts which would fall into the category of chamber music, but I can only do so much at a time, folks. So remember, if you're watching this video on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our other platforms, please follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. I'll have to edit that out in the recording. And we'll continue to provide you with more than 1,000 live links to live performances online in the coming year. Ciao for now. Come back in about 25 minutes if you want more.